Tenants, landlords, oh my gosh, who's going to win on this one? It's another Wild Wednesday. Hi, everybody. And you hear me, I sound so much better. I'm over it all. I'm over it all. So here I am. Today, remember, it's my first Wednesday of the month, so we had an office meeting. And today, we had the opportunity to speak to Jeffrey Ginsbury. He's with Pike Properties out of Redondo Beach. Gave us some really good information on what some of the new laws are, because the last 2 years during COVID, all the tenant and landlord laws all changed a lot. Evictions, nobody could be evicted, the tenants weren't paying. How does the landlord make it work? I mean, this is a business, and most of these are, mom and pop landlords. You own one property and you have it rented out, and you aren't getting paid. How do you pay your mortgage? Well, things have changed again, and the laws are such that a little favor of the landlords, if you ask me. But I'm going to have Jeff give some more information, so let me turn this over to Jeff. All right. So here's Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Good morning. Thank you for coming.
See ya.
So tell us a little bit about April Fools.
Well, yeah. So the laws now, my understanding, I'm not an attorney, I can't give legal advice myself, but our eviction attorney, Dennis Block, is the one that he did a webinar earlier, and basically as of April 1st, the laws have gotten back to normal for the most part with regards to evictions. If a tenant fails to pay their rent as of April 1st, 2023, then you can serve your 3-day notice and all that, and do the regular eviction if they fail to pay. But you won't be able to do that on any unpaid rent from before April 1st. There's still those monies and funds that are owed from back then are still, my understanding, protected with all the previous COVID rules and regulations and everything. But if you have any questions or concerns about that, our tenant law attorney that we work with that also does evictions is Dennis Block, and he does a great job for us and can answer any specific questions that you might have about your specific tenants. But as far as property management is concerned, it's really made things a lot easier with regards to we can expect a tenant now to pay their rent regardless of circumstances with their employment and all that kind of stuff. They're supposed to be paying their rent as of April 1st.
Well, that's a good thing for landlords, because landlords definitely are looking for some money back.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. So here's a question, because how do you determine, there are possibilities of increasing rents each year.
Right.
But there are parameters in doing that. Number one, is that countywide? Is that statewide? I believe it is a 5% plus a certain percentage.
Right. California, it's 5% plus CPI with a maximum of 10%. But it depends. Different cities have different, more stringent regulations, kind of thing. So you need to check with your specific city if there's any, less or greater restrictions than that. But for Redondo Beach, Torrance, the South Bay cities that, for the most part, where we manage and everything, it is the 5% plus CPI up to 10% maximum. So now, because of CPI and everything where it is, it's pretty much 10% is the maximum increase you can do for residential tenants.
Well, I know that I had a listing last year in Long Beach, and at the time it was 5%. Up to 8.5.
Right. Because the CPI was only
3.5 or 3 point something.
I think 3.6 was.
Yeah,
it was 8 point, right.
Something like that. And since they had property management had just increased to 5% in January, the most that they can additionally do would be that other 3.6%. But then I understood that it can only be raised once a year, so they wouldn't have been able to do anything until the following January.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just that part is also a little frustrating.
Well, it's one of those things. I mean, once you know all the rules and regulate, that's why it's a good idea to have a property management company doing this for you, because we're constantly getting the updates and everything, and so all the properties we manage, there's consistency with it, kind of thing. And we also have built-in provisions that there's reminders that we get from our management software that a tenant is coming up with, on their 12th month, and so we know to get out the, increase letters and all that kind of stuff timely, so that the landlord is able to get the maximum rent increase that they're entitled to at that point.
Now, here's another question: what is considered normal wear and tear?
Normal wear and tear is a little bit of gray area usually, unless it's specifically outlined in the lease agreement. Our lease agreements, we actually have a built-in wear and tear with regards to the age of paint and carpet and all that type of stuff. So there's an actual number associated with how long your carpet's good for. And so if you're there for, you're there for 3 years and your carpet's got a life of 7 years, then you've got the proration for damage to the carpet and everything's going to be deducting the 3 years from there, kind of thing.
Right. So, well, Jeff is definitely a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this. And let me just share with you, here is his business card. Let's see if I can do this so that everyone can see this. Because if you're looking for a property manager here in the South Bay, it's Jeff Ginsbury at Pike Properties. Here's his information. He'd love to be able to help you out. I'm going to turn this back around to me. And, just one more thing. If you're hungry, Redondo Beach, seafood, South Redondo, Torrance Roast Float Association. Go to our website, torranceroastfloat.org, go to calendar, pull up today's flyer for Captain Kids. So we're going to be there tonight. They'll give us 15% for towards the Torrance Roast Float for the 2024 float. We'd love to have you support us. That'd be awesome. And it's a great Wild Wednesday. Thanks, Jeff, so much. We learned a lot.
Certainly, Captain Kids is really good food. You'll enjoy it.
Thank you. All right. Have a good Wednesday. See you guys next week. Bye.